Hi again, everyone. It's Jason here from Phenomenal Docs. Throughout my consultations and seminars with physicians, and certainly from feedback that we get through the website, I get asked a lot of specific performance-related questions. And so in this segment, I'm going to try and answer some of those to the best of my ability. One of the first questions I'll touch on today then is someone asked me, they said, how is it that we might be able to learn to focus more effectively? And I'll add to that, for most people, I'm assuming they especially want to learn that skill under pressure. The first thing that you have to understand is this, and I get asked obviously to teach effective focus all the time. It's less about skills and techniques per se. It's more about awareness, preparation, and planning. Any task that you do, for example, would have a specific focus requirement. And there are so many different ways in which we can focus. There are primarily 4 different styles. I won't get into tons of detail on that, but you can appreciate that we can focus very broadly, very narrowly. We can focus internal, thoughts and feelings on the inside, and we can be focusing externally, what's going on in our environment. And again, depending on the needs of the situation from a focus perspective, we might have to shift from one style to the other. And in fact, at any given moment in a situation, if you take, for example, say a resus scenario, where in one moment I am directing a team, so I'm very external and broad in my focus, very perceptive. Next thing you know, I'm trying to ascertain in my mind some treatment process or procedure or that sort of a thing. So I'm shifting from one completely different style to the other. So going in with sort of a concrete ideal of this is how I have to focus is often not plausible or realistic. So again, part of focusing effectively is being able to balance the attentional needs of the situation and shift my focus accordingly. Add to that, we all have certain dominant strengths and tendencies, and these surface even more so when we are in pressure situations. So if you are someone who is quite naturally analytical, guess what? Under pressure, there's a tendency that you will become even more analytical. If you're more perceptual, under pressure will become more so. And so again, this is where the awareness piece becomes important, because knowing who you are allows us to ensure that in certain situations, if the focus requirements are different than what I am naturally drawn to, my natural inclination, I have to ensure that I'm aware of that in advance and I'm preparing effectively to recognize when I become too analytical, I need to step back and regain perception and get my focus back to a more external and broad-based focus now. So again, these are some basic ideas. The keys to total focus, it can be said, are simply this: being able to limit internal distractions, things we might think in our mind, strong sensations emotionally, this sort of thing. Being able as well to attend only passively to distractions that can come up. We are not going to focus with 100% accuracy all the time. We are human. There will be things that catch us off guard, what becomes more important then is just simply being able to reset in the moment and get our focus back. And the third, and probably the most important thing with regards to sustainable focus, and especially under pressure, can we manage our arousal level? There's a direct relation between focus and arousal. If we become too aroused in some way, whether it be overthinking, pressing too hard, again, some heightened physiological or emotional reaction or response, our focus begins to narrow and we miss out on information that is available to us in the environment. So being aware, again, of who we are and how we feel under certain situations, pressure and the like, allows us to step back and say, and what would I need to do to ensure then that I can bring the right level of focus, sustain my focus, and ensure that I can refocus and defocus if and when I need to get focus back. So that's kind of a quickie overview of performance focus. I hope that was of some help.